Today we're going to talk about the amateur versus the pro. Glad to see you here today. You ready to take some notes up here? I'm going to draw this out for you, make it real simple, and we'll get started right after this. What we're going to have is we've got traffic, the amateur. We're going to talk about the amateur, the way the amateur does it. All right? And he always is slaving away, grinding, and doing stuff every day, doing stuff, picking something out on the internet. And he is working on trying to drive traffic. Basically, that's all he does is try to drive traffic. He drives traffic to a sales page. Blah, 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 blah. And you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then it tells, oh, special deal for you today. If you order today, and then sometimes they have a timer on it or whatever. But this is not the affiliates page. This is the vendor's page. He's the one that puts all the copy on it and everything like that. And all the affiliate does is he drives traffic to that sales page. And then, of course, you've got the money page. And actually, this is just part of a funnel. We'll talk about that later. Funnel. But it goes in here, and then you get paid a commission if that buyer buys it. Your customer's gone. Anybody that visits this page and doesn't buy is gone. So what happens then? Maybe about 1 to 2%, if you're lucky, will buy, and he gets that. Doesn't get very good conversions, does he? Conversions means if somebody actually buys it, that's a conversion. But that's a problem with that, because the amateur is always grinding and grinding and grinding. So the way the pro does it, this is only part of the picture, because there's more to it, and we'll talk about that in later episodes. But what we're going to do here, we've got to capture all those people that are going to land here from the traffic. You're driving traffic to your own page. This is called a squeeze page. Whatever. Either it's a squeeze page, it's a landing page, it can be convert. What you're doing here is you're capturing the traffic. So you've got generally a real nice thing here describing pretty much what they were coming there in the first place for. This has to be congruent, meaning it has to look something like this with the same wording. Okay, otherwise they'll just fly off. What you're advertising out here to get them there has to be congruent. This has to be congruent with that. So then they put in their email address, their name, whatever, and then they click here at the bottom to get more information. So once they click that, they go into down here, which is your list. That is controlled by an autoresponder. It's a sequence of email messages that are put together after somebody subscribes to the list. The customer will then go over to here what they call a bridge page. Or it could be what they call sometimes If it's not going to be a bridge, it'll be like a, for a loss of terms here, a thank you page. That's so simple. A thank you page. All right, so on the thank you page, basically you're telling them thank you for subscribing whatever to my list, and it talks a little bit more about what they're going to see next. Or it could be a thank you page for thank you for subscribing, or sometimes you don't even put the thank you page in there. These are all built by you, okay? You have to build them yourself, and there's all kinds of lead page, ClickFunnels is one, and by the way, ClickFunnels is really good to get involved with because they actually teach you how to do this. I mean, it's a step-by-step thing. They actually make a game of putting funnels together. And it's all drag and drop. There's no coding. There's nothing to do with that part of it. But, you know, it's drag and drop. It's very, if you're a creative person, you'll love doing it. They've got all kinds of different templates and different things here. They've got, you know, like somebody's going to move away from the page and maybe click. All of a sudden, they'll get a pop-up on there. That's all, you know, it goes along with it. And, are you sure you want to leave now? Click here for, you know, more information. Just enter your email address. So the pop-up will slide in there. But for that, so then they go, of course, right over here, and this is the sales page. And then after the sales page, then the order page, which is the money. All right, that's where you get paid as an affiliate. All right. Now still, the interesting thing about it is you put all this stuff into effect, you're still going to get maybe 1 to 2%. That's fairly average. 1 to 2% of the sale. The rest of them, probably around 30 to 40% of anybody that touches this page, is going to go to your list. Now the idea of the list is because you're going to communicate with your people, okay? This is cold traffic. This is warm traffic. They're warmed up to the idea, you know they're interested in it. The only thing is they just need to be sold a little bit more, but you're not going to go bombarding your list like so many other people do. A lot of people are doing this, but they bombard their list, and then guess what? Their list burns out. I don't want to hear it from this guy. All he wants to do is just sell me stuff, you know? There's a method to doing stuff. And that method is to inform, is to teach. You got to make yourself worthy of them, because see, they don't care who you are. They could care less. You've got to teach them. You've got to put on demonstration, or you know, you can either do like what I'm doing is with video. You can do podcasts, or you can do writing. A lot of people prefer writing. I actually prefer writing, but I'm getting into doing videos, and it's a lot of fun once you get over your camera shy. But that's something else that we can talk about it later on. We'll talk about making videos if you're shy or whatever. You don't have to do that. But today, videos are cool, and everybody likes to watch videos. So you're making little emails. I could draw these a lot better. There's different ways to draw them. Whatever. But anyway, this goes back up to your sales page. You put little clicks in here, and they go back up there. But there's something that's very interesting that you want to do. Not all of these are going to go back to the sales page. Some of your emails are going to be teaching, kind of warming people up for things. Maybe about like 2 pitches and 3 informative emails, and maybe a pitch, and then 3 more informative emails. You want to inform people. You want to educate people. Warm them up to what you're trying to sell. These people are going to be on your list. You want them on there as long as you can. And there's a lot of other things. I'm even still learning about that too. Segmentation and all that good stuff. But, you know, it's exciting. It's fun. And then you learn as you do. But we go on to this. I'm getting off track here. But the squeeze page, the bridge page, the sales page, and then the money page where you get paid. There's another little thing that I want to tell you about real quick. And there's a little code. It's called retargeting that you put on your squeeze page. That little code gets picked up by their computer. So when they go over and look at the weather online, or they might go look at whatever they're looking at, maybe they might go to Facebook. You know, you see these little ads on the side? Well, guess what? You make your little ad, and you go to like AdRoll. AdRoll puts those ads up for you in different various places of the internet. Whenever those people land on that little various place on the internet, through AdRoll puts up those little advertisements. You make your little banner where you're creative. You put it up there. Anybody that's ever seen your page will go back up there and they will see this page again. But it'll be a banner ad. If they click on that, then they will come back to your page and you'll get credit for that sale. That's called retargeting. It's kind of like, you know, if you're on a website, let's say a lady's looking at purses, and she sees a specific purse that she wants, and she clicks on that. Well, that looks nice, but I don't think I want it right now, or it might be too expensive, or whatever. She leaves the page without putting in her name, without putting anything in. Well, consequently, what happens is she comes back maybe 2-3 days later, and she sees that same purse on a different advertisement, wherever she's at. Well, if she clicks on that purse again, she'll come right back to your sales page that she actually clicked the purse on. And so the chances of making a sale that way are very good. So if you got 40% of people, which would be very good, 40% of the people end up on your list. That means 60% of them left somewhere else. 60% with that code on there will eventually, most likely, come back. And you're catching that traffic also. They're coming back to your page. One rule in traffic is to never waste it. That's rule number 1 that I've learned. Never waste traffic. You paid for it, right? If you pay for it, you want to get every bit that you can. And being a good, thrifty marketer, that's what you're going to do. Thanks a lot for visiting, and I hope this has informed you a little bit more about affiliate marketing. Thanks a lot for visiting, and we'll see you later.